In Bucktown, Duke Johnson returns home to bury his mother. He is unable to leave due to a 60-day period for the brother's estate to be processed. Not long after his arrival, the locals ask him to reopen his brother's bar. Reluctantly, he does so along with his friend Aretha. Unfortunately, the local police try to strong-arm Duke and Aretha for money. They refuse and are threatened. Knowing he's outnumbered, Duke calls in the help of Roy. Roy brings some of his associates with him. Duke, Roy, and others take out the police. While the city seems to calm down, Roy is making moves to take over Bucktown for himself. Roy becomes as corrupt as the police before him. Now Duke must take down Roy's growing empire before it's too late. Bucktown comes across as black cinema's answer to the Joe Don Baker classic Walking Tall. Both deal with an everyman fighting corruption plaguing his town. Both Buford Pusser and Duke have to deal with both the police and the criminal element. What struck me with this film was some of the talent that appeared in this film. Some of these names would go on to success in mainstream and exploitation films. A young Carl Weathers plays one of the associates to Roy. There's also Tony King, who made a number of appearances in Italian films. Distributor American International Pictures were impressed with the success of director Arthur Marks. They would produce his next films, including Friday Foster with Pam Grier and J.D.'s Revenge with Louis Gossett Jr. Writer Bob Ellis was primarily a TV writer both before and after Bucktown. Steve Allen, Dean Martin, Dom DeLuise, Bing Crosby, Julie Andrews, and Mary Tyler Moore were some of the host programs he wrote for. All the more impressive considering they were pretty much variety programs and not narrative-structured programs. Fred Williamson plays on the cocky, arrogant attitude with this film. He's much more down to earth. He takes the situation presented in the film seriously, which helps makes this film stand out among the rest. Cinema icon Pam Grier also tones down her attitude compared to her roles in Coffee and Foxy Brown. She can handle herself, but she picks her battles. She's not afraid to get involved when this occasion arises. She was big in the 70s, but enjoyed a 90s revival with Original Gangstas, Escape from L.A., Jackie Brown, Mars Attacks, and Jawbreaker. Thalmas Rasulala plays Roy, the leader of the group Duke brings in. The man had a career that started in 1954 and ended in 1992. Not too shabby. We'll see Rasulala again in this episode, but in a much different performance. Tony King and Carl Weathers play two associates of Roy. Weathers we all know from the Rocky movies and Predator. He directed a lot of television as well. King would appear in Italian cult classics like A Cannibal Apocalypse and The Atlantis Interceptors. Bucktown is a straightforward film. Williamson and Grier offer fine performances. It was cool to see Tony King and Carl Weathers early in their careers. This one will be tougher to find. Physical copies are pricey due to rarity, and the streaming service I watched it on removed it. If you can find it, it's worth watching.